Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. In this lesson I thought we'd make a start on the steering before we continue on to fill out the rest of the states. So with that said, let's have a look. We need to create some variables. I'll put mine here, I think. And yeah, in fact, I'll make these public to begin with. And in fact, I'll put them right at the bottom here. So public, of type float, and we want low negative steering angle. And we'll give that a value of minus 12.5f. Close the line off, into the comments. We'll say defines low negative steering angle. And let's just copy that. We'll paste it in below. And where are we? We want to change this to positive. And we'll change it there as well. And let's copy both lines and we'll paste them in 3 times. There we go. And we're going to change this from low to mid. We'll change this one to high. And I'll change this one to max. You can put very high if you want. I'm just going to put max because it's keeps things simpler. Let's just tidy up the comments and we'll change what needs to be changed. So we'll change it here. And here, and the last 2 to do, and here as well. So I'll just save that off there for a moment. So as you all aware, when you're actually steering a normal vehicle in real life, the amount of steering you can actually steering angle, or the angle you can make the vehicle turn at, is dependent on speed. So we're actually going to set, as we've done here, values, and these will be actually dependent on the speed. So we'll create another variable in a moment that will be our current steering angle. And then, dependent on speed, we'll assign one of these to it. So we need to give these a value. I'll keep the first one at 12.5, this one at 25, and this one here. I'll change these to 37.5, and these last 2 to 50. So let's just change that there. And we also need to remove the minus from the positive. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. And we'll save that off there. And we'll come down here. So we'll say of type private float. And we'll say, we'll give it a naming convention of underscore current steering angle. And I'll put POS for positive. We'll close that line off, into the comments. So we'll say defines We'll say naming convention for the current steering angle positive. Let's just copy that line. We'll change this last to NEG for negative. And we'll change that there as well in the comments. And we'll create type public actually for now. We'll make it of type float and underscore steering valve. In fact, let's get the speed in first. I want that coming first. Equals 1F. We'll close the line off. And then we'll say it defines our steering speed. Public float. Underscore, and then underneath I'll have my steering value. We'll close that off. Into the comments we'll say, yeah, we'll say defines just steering value. So let's come to the void start. We'll come in here. Steering value equals 0. Close that line off. In the comments, set steering value to equal 0 on start up. So we've actually got the first part of the necessary code in place. Let's come down to the bottom here and we create a new type of private void, and we will just call this steering. We'll open and close brackets, we'll open and close again. We'll copy in a debug log, switch out the naming convention, and let's come up to the actual functions. So let's have a look. Driving, we're actually missing, if I copy that, the vehicle movement to call that function. Let's paste it in again. And what we'll do is change that to steering. Call steering function. And now we'll copy that line. So obviously we don't need it in any of the above ones. We'll paste it in there. Same for braking and reversing as well. So let's save that off. So we're now calling that function anytime we're moving, except for the coasting reverse. We're coming back to that. It's fairly simple, these two. But I thought you would enjoy actually making a start on the steering, just so you can begin to test out what we have done already. Sorry about that. I'm just going to put a little comment here. We'll say defines current, and we'll say steering angle. We'll say based on speed. So let's come below here. We'll say if open and close brackets, inside the brackets, we'll say current speed is less than our maximum speed divided by 4. We'll come to the end of the line and we'll open and close brackets. Into the comments, so if current speed is less than we'll say a quarter of max speed, let's come inside this set of brackets now. Then we'll say underscore, and we want the current steering angle positive, and we're going to set it equal to the max positive. And we'll close the line off there into the comments. We'll say then set current steering angle POS to, and I'll just put max positive. Let's just copy that, we'll paste that in. Get rid of the empty line, and we'll just change it again from POS to NGN. And positive, we want negative. And set current steering angle neg to max negative. And we'll just save that off there, and we'll copy and paste this if block. So let's paste that in there, and let's have a look. So we'll say if current speed is less than, and we want half the max speed, so we'll change that to divided by 2, double and underscore, and we want current speed is greater than the maximum speed divided by 4. So this one defines if we're obviously under a quarter of the max speed. This one under half but greater than a quarter. And I think we'll break this one up for commenting. So if current speed is less than half of the max speed, and we'll change this, we'll put and, I'll put it in capitals, and current speed is greater than a quarter of max speed. And then we want to change this to high, and we'll change it here as well. And we'll change it in the comments. So this is just because the faster you go, the less sharply you can actually steer. So it needs to come down with the speed going up. So let's just copy that last if block. So we'll say if current speed is less than maximum speed times 3, and then we want divided by 4. So this will give us 3/4 of the max speed. If current speed is less than 3/4 of max speed, and current speed is greater than, and obviously we'll want to change this to a half. So if current speed is greater than a half of max speed, and we need to change this to mid, and here as well. So let's have a look. We need to change the comments here and here, and we'll just keep going. We'll paste that in again, and let's have a look. So this time it can just be if current speed is greater, or sorry, is less than I'm going to put the equal sign in there. So a less than sign or equals. And what this means is if current speed is less than or equal to max speed, and current speed is greater than, and we need this little equation to give us 3/4 of the max speed. So let's have a look. And current speed is greater than 3/4 of max speed. Then we need to set it to low. And let's change the comment as well. So let's save that off there. So hopefully you can see and understand how this is going to work. And I think we'll leave it here for this video for now. And in the next lesson, we'll actually begin to input the actual code that will manage the controller input so we can actually steer. At the minute, we're just setting what the current possible steering angles are. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.